Hey everyone, it's me Danny, and today I'm back with a new video. So it has been a while since I have done a book tag, and this one is fairly new. And this tag was created by Chammy over at Red Like Wildfire, and this is the I Am a Guilty Reader tag. Now, I'm generally not that much of a guilty reader, but there are some things on this tag that I'm just like, yeah, I need to talk about that. But anyways, we're gonna hop right in. But first, I want to show you my beautiful mermaid hair bow because I am a mermaid today. So, anyways, the first question: have you ever regifted a book you've been given? I haven't done this exactly, but I have been given. There have been books that I have been given myself that I have been given, and then I got another copy for a friend. Like, I've done that, but none of the books that I own have ever been regifted. Normally, like, if I don't like them or I'm done with them, we put them we give them away to so that other people can have. Like, we don't give it to specific people. We just give it, like, kind of donate it to, yeah, we donate it. And or I see if my brother wants it or like any other family member wants it. But I don't think I've ever actually really regifted one. The second question: have you ever said you've read a book when you haven't? I have not. I'm generally pretty honest about what I read, because like I tell my friends will bring up books and like, oh, you've probably read that, and I'm just like, nope, I haven't read that, because like I still haven't read The Hunger Games. Like, I plan to, I just haven't gotten around to it yet, which is bad. But yeah, I know you can get as mad at me as you want. I know it's bad. But like, generally I'm pretty honest. Like, friends like, have you read The Hunger Games? I'm just like, no, I haven't yet. But yeah, it's bad. The third question: have you ever borrowed a book and not returned it? No, I don't think I have, because like I currently have a borrowed book in my possession, but that's because I'm not supposed to give it back yet because it belongs to my best friend. Because we started doing this thing where like I give her, like, it started off when I saw her at school reading reading the first Princess Academy book by Shannon Hale, and I was like, "Oh, you've read those? I've read those too." And she was like, "Oh, cool." And yeah, so I brought up the second and asked her if she's read the second and third books, and she's like, "What? There's second and third books?" And so I lent them out to her, and then she lent me two books in return. And so that was like 2 years or a year and a half ago, I think. And now we've just started doing like this kind of irregular book exchange thing where I lend her a book, I lend her one of my books, she lends me one of hers, and I currently have the most recent lent book in my possession, but I'm not supposed to give it back yet. So, because it was for the summer exchange book, and the summer isn't over yet. Yeah, but I, I'm generally pretty good about returning books, because I rarely ever go to the library, like, school or not, and I generally return them on time. So, the the fourth question: have you ever read a series out of order? Now, this one, I can honestly say I have. And I was like 9 or 10 reading the Percy Jackson series for the first time. And I generally, like, I kind of hate myself for doing this because I can't do it over again and read the Percy Jackson series properly again. But yeah, I read the first 4 books in the Percy Jackson series, like, all in order. Like, that was no big deal. When I got to the 5th book, The Last Olympian, I decided to skip over The Last Olympian and go straight into The Lost Hero, which is the first book in the second series, the Heroes of Olympus series. And I don't know why, like, 11-year-old me decided that was a good idea, because obviously it was a continuation of the story, but I hadn't read the last book. I hadn't read The Last Olympian yet. And that's the last book in the Percy Jackson series. And then The Lost Hero takes place after that. I'm just like, what? Because I spoiled myself for The Last Olympian, because I read it, and at the time, I didn't know that Percabeth was actually canon, because I hadn't read The Last Olympian, where they become canon with the whole underwater kiss thing. But no, I was stupid, and I genuinely, like, it really upsets me to this day that I decided to do that. Like, 11-year-old me is an idiot, and I wish I had, like, a time turner that I could go back and, like, make 11-year-old me read them in order, because you only have one chance to read a series for the first time. And I completely ruined that, because I went to The Lost Hero, finished that, and then went back to The Last Olympian, because I'm an idiot. Yeah. The next question. Have you ever spoiled a book for someone? I don't think I have. I might have accidentally, like, I know I've definitely been spoiled. Like, I was spoiled for Allegiant right as I started reading Divergent, because my sister had just finished reading the Divergent trilogy, and I walked into the kitchen at the wrong time. But I mean, I threatened spoilers to my friend, because I'm a great friend, guys. Or, like, I don't think I've actually spoiled a book for anyone, because I only have, like, two, like, really close friends that actually read. Yeah, I only have, like, a couple really close friends who, like, actually read and read books that I also read. So yeah, I I threaten spoilers, but I'm not a horrible person, so I don't actually spoil the books. Next question. Have you ever doggy-eared a book? This I have not done, because I am a firm believer that, like, books should be pristine and beautiful. I always have a bookmark, no matter, like, even if I read a book in one sitting. I always have a book, like, if it's a hardcover book, like, if I was reading this one with the dust jacket on, because I always read hardcover books with the dust jackets. I don't know. I never use the dust jacket as a bookmark. Like, I don't, like, get to a page and then do this. Like, no. It curves the dust jacket further than it needs to be. I don't like that. I mean, I have accidentally, like, bent pages on books by doing, like, back in my younger days as a reader, when I was careless with my books, I would often stick them in my backpack and take them with me to school, but they were often, like, paperbacks that I was reading, like, small little baby paperbacks, because I was, like, 8. I was in, like, 2nd grade, and my stuff would go on top of it, and it would bend it out of shape, but I didn't care. Like, the book was fine. Yeah, no, it's but I haven't, like, intentionally dog-eared a page. I have, like, I make sure I have a million bookmarks. Like, I don't even put books like this. Like, I also try to avoid just leaving them like this, because that wrecks the spine, and I have a lot of books with cracked spines from my careless reader days. Like, my first 5, like, a lot of my older paperbacks, like the first 5 books in the Pendragon series, they all have horribly cracked spines, because I didn't care about breaking the spine. Yeah. So, but I've never dog-eared a page. I don't put sticky notes. I don't write notes. I leave the pages as pristine as possible. Next question. Have you ever told somebody you don't own a book when you do? I don't think so. Like, I don't see the point in, like, I'm okay with owning the books. I know what if nobody else can Like, I'm okay with the books that I read. If you're not, well, then go away. I don't want to talk to you. But no, I haven't done that. On a similar note, next question. Have you ever told someone you haven't read a book when you have? I haven't done this either. Again, I don't see I don't tell I'm really honest about what I read. Like, it's not like I've read 50 Shades of Grey and I would want to have like that hidden. Like, no. Like, that's not even my type, and why would I read 50 Shades of Grey? Like, I've read snippets from it on Tumblr, and like, not like, it's no. I haven't done that. Next question. Have you ever skipped a chapter or a section of a book? Not in recent, like, there are some books that if I were to read, I know I'd probably like skip over a chapter. Like, I had a friend who was reading Twilight, and she had like a chapter like paper clipped off, so she know, okay, don't read that, because it was like the fourth Twilight book, whatever it's called, and it was like the sexy times chapter, and she didn't want to read that, so she paper clipped it off. And so, but no, the books, like, I might have had to do that. I wasn't allowed to read until I was at least a teenager, because that was the rule in my house. Like, you're not allowed to read this book or this book until you're 13. So like, it was often like books like Divergent, that are like gruesome, that are like, well, not gruesome, but violent, and go into like some description about violent books. But I haven't had to have like, I like reading like every single word on the page. Like, because sometimes you just have, whoa, sexy times pop up, because I was reading Champion, like, I was rereading it like about a year ago, and like, there was a thing in it, there was like a sexy time scene that I didn't remember being there the last time I had read it, so I was just like, oh, okay. But I kept reading because, OTP. But yeah, so I haven't skipped a I read like every little word. I read every single word on the page, because the Mistborn trilogy, above the chapter headings, they've got like kind of like a side story going on, and I would always read that, even though it took me like out of the mindset of like the actual story going on in Mistborn. It was a sub story. I enjoyed it, and I read every single word of those. And the last question: have you ever badmouthed a book you actually like? See, I've done this with characters of books that I like, because often, like, when I'm talking Harry Potter with my friends, or rather with my friend, I often badmouth like the characters, like Harry. Harry's an idiot. Like, come on. And I just started rereading The Philosopher's Stone, and I'm gonna reread the entire series again, because, why not? And like, Harry is such an idiot, but like, I can't badmouth the book in and of itself, because I love the book. It made me who I am today, if you haven't seen my last booktubeathon video. But yeah, I badmouth the characters. I mean, the only book I know I've badmouthed was City of Bones, or like the first couple books in the Mortal Instrument series, the only two that I've read. But I didn't really like those, because I just hate everything. Like, I like the story. Like, I have nothing against the story, but I hate all the characters. So I badmouth that. But it's not a book that I particularly liked. Anyways, that has been the I'm a Guilty Reader tag. I will make sure to leave the original down in the description box below, so make sure you check that out, and let me know if there's any other like book tags or book videos that you want me to do. Let me know in the comments down below, and I will do my best to do them. Or if there's any books you want me to read and review, I can do that. I will attempt to do that. But make sure you like this video. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my face. And I will see you guys all in my next video. Now go home and read a book. Bye!